Most people think they have a trust problem. They usually have a checking problem. The more they want something to happen, the more often they look for evidence. Then when they cannot find evidence, trust drops. That cycle repeats, and it can continue for months. So how do you trust manifestation? Stop treating every moment without proof as new information. Trust is not believing that something will happen. Trust is recognizing that a lack of visible movement is not the same thing as evidence against it. That distinction changes everything. One reason trust becomes difficult is that the mind dislikes unfinished stories. When there is no clear outcome, it starts creating one. A few days pass, nothing changes. The mind fills the gap. Maybe it's not working. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I missed something. Notice what happened. No new evidence appeared, only a new interpretation. Many people mistake that interpretation for reality, but uncertainty and failure are not the same thing. The mind often treats them as if they are. Another overlooked problem is prediction. Most people are constantly predicting. They predict when something should happen, how it should happen, what signs should appear, what progress should look like. Then reality fails to match the prediction. Trust falls, not because the goal became less possible, because the prediction became less accurate. This creates a hidden trap. You start measuring manifestation against expectations that were never guaranteed in the first place. The disappointment feels real, but it is often disappointment in a prediction, not disappointment in reality. There is another pattern that makes trust harder. Most people believe checking helps. It feels responsible. It feels productive. But checking often creates the very doubt people want to remove. You look for reassurance. You find a little. You feel better. Then uncertainty returns, so you check again. Over time, the mind learns something important. Whenever uncertainty appears, go looking for reassurance. The result is less trust, not more. Trust weakens because the habit of checking gets stronger. This is why some people spend years searching for signs, not because signs never appear, because reassurance has become a reflex, and reassurance is not the same thing as trust. Trust becomes easier when you stop needing constant updates. Think about any important area of life: a career, a relationship, a long-term goal. Most progress is invisible while it is happening, yet people rarely expect daily proof that those things are moving forward. Manifestation often gets held to a completely different standard. People expect frequent confirmation. When confirmation does not arrive, they assume something is wrong. But sometimes nothing is wrong. Nothing is simply visible yet. A useful question is this: if you removed the timeline entirely, would you still believe the outcome was possible? Many people discover that the timeline is what they stopped trusting, not the outcome itself. That realization can be surprisingly freeing, because timelines are predictions, predictions are guesses, and guesses are not facts. One of the strongest signs of trust is not feeling certain. It is reducing the urge to monitor. When you stop checking every thought, every delay, and every detail, something interesting happens. The mind has fewer opportunities to manufacture problems. The same uncertainty exists, but it no longer gets interpreted every hour. And that often feels like trust, not because uncertainty disappeared, because your relationship with uncertainty changed. If this topic made you think differently about frustration, delays, or doubt, there's a related article linked below that explores several hidden patterns people rarely notice. You may discover that some of the obstacles you've been trying to solve aren't actually the ones creating the frustration in the first place.